Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good spooky evening, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the Halloween stream. It is the tradition to light up my studio and change the map to spooky mode for the Halloween stream. So if you're new here, thank you for joining. This is not what it normally looks like in here, but I thought it would be kind of fun. Anyway, hello to all the new folks joining us. And hello to Rossi from Thailand. Thank you for being here. So, if you are, oh, that was my costume. I decided what would be the spookiest thing I could dress up as for Halloween, and I decided that would be NDI. So there we go. I'm NDI for Halloween. That's why I'm wearing an NDI sticker. But it just fell off, so it wasn't a very good costume. To be fair, I thought of it approximately 20 minutes before going live today, so there you go. If you are new here, thank you for joining. If you have a question that's a serious question that you want me to answer, please do throw it in the chat. Start your message with the letter Q, because the filter is a little bit easier for me to see on the screen here. And I will turn off spooky mode shortly, because it's a little bit much, I think. But hey, it's pretty fun. Also, I'm going to get rid of this NDI sticker because it's ridiculous. Okay. Thank you for being here. The music box, creepy music box was kind of fun. Media Rex is joining over from the BTS stream. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the behind the scenes stream, for members of the channel, I start the stream early, anywhere from, sometimes it's an hour and a half early to just 20 minutes before, and we walk through setting things up in the studio before I'm ready to go live. For example, today was mostly playing around with lighting and setting up the different lighting scenes that I can now quickly switch to. So we had a good time hanging out there and figuring out what to do for the colors here. So, okay, speaking of which, yes, exactly. Be sure to pay your license fee, your NDI license fee. I have a lot of feelings about this. Let's go to a slightly less spooky version of Halloween lighting. There we go. Now you can see me a little bit better. This one was actually supposed to not turn back on with that. So I will just turn that one off manually. There we go. A little less dramatic. That was the... So I recently switched over all of the lights in my studio to Aperture and Amaran lights, mostly Amaran because they're cheaper, and I don't need the massive power outputs of the Aperture ones, but same brand, all under the Sidus Link app, and that has this cool feature of quick shots where you can set up presets to quickly switch between scenes. And so I can just tap that and it'll load all of it'll switch all the lights into whatever mode was previously set. So I had just gone through and set up a whole bunch of different modes. I can switch over to my normal lighting for the set really quickly. I can just tap that and everything turns off, and then it's all going to come back into normal lighting mode. Kind of fun. The only exception is these are not Sidus Link lights. Those are just regular bulbs, but I do have them on a smart switch, so I can turn them off if I want to with my Stream Deck. But they look good in both sets. So we will go back to Halloween mode. There we go. Okay. Any update on the OSEE GoStream Deck? No, so I haven't. I think there is a firmware update now for it, but I haven't actually installed that one yet. So I will get back to that. And I was chatting back and forth with them because the one problem I had was with something with the macros. I think like one of the actions hadn't been recorded, but I will get back to that for sure. In a little bit. Stop and Think says, please comment on the new Elgato prompter. There's so much buzz going around, mostly positive. Yeah, I saw that, and I actually am very curious to try it, and I'm not on Elgato's nice list yet, so I just bought it, but it hasn't arrived yet. So, where is it? It is... They have all sorts of stuff. They do a good job of just, like, making you just buy everything. Where is it? There it is. Teleprompter. So I haven't used this yet. It has not arrived, but my thoughts on this are, so obviously they make it work with their face cam, but it does work with other cameras. Like you can put other cameras in there. They have a big enough opening for other lenses, which is good. I think that the face cam, I also haven't tried the Pro. I do have the first face cam. It's definitely a good webcam, but it's still a webcam. Like there's no question that it's webcam quality. So the you're still going to get a much better picture with a proper mirrorless camera. So I'm really glad that they do support that in this. One thing that I noticed is that this is a USB monitor, not HDMI, and I understand why they did it because they're really going for the market of people who are just putting everything into a computer. It's it's a webcam. It's already USB. So the monitor extends itself over USB, not HDMI, which is good because it doesn't take up a HDMI port of your monitor of your computer, but it means that like I can't use it to feed this prompter that I'm staring at right now, which is I'm not even actually using it right now, but I have a little tiny iPod Touch in here. I use it for script reading sometimes when I do that here. Often I'm at my desk though, where I have a bigger teleprompter. But this, like, I have the iPod there because I can use the teleprompter app on it. But on the main teleprompter over at the table, it's a full HDMI monitor, which means I can make it show whatever I want. So I can show the program feed of what I'm recording. I can extend my computer screen to it if I want to put a Zoom call up there, or I can make it be the Apple TV so I can share my iPad screen for teleprompter. And like, that is great. I love having an HDMI monitor for that. And I'm a little bit disappointed that they don't have the option for that here. But again, that's not really the market for it. The market is people who just want a simple teleprompter setup. So I think it will do that well. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I am going to actually put it at my other desk over there, which is where I do like my actual office job. I have a desk over there, other side of the room with a dock for my laptop, and I plug in my laptop over there. It has a large widescreen display that's not 16:9, so I can't use that display for any of this stuff. And my plan is to put this either with the face cam I have over there, or get an actual mirrorless camera up there as well for when I use that desk. And I might use the Rode Streamer X over there as well because it's kind of made for that too. We'll see. I think it's promising. I think it'll be nice to have kind of like a setup that is simple enough to recommend to people who don't really want to think about rigs, because honestly, a regular teleprompter is a lot to set up. Like you have to get the mirror, you have to get some sort of monitor in it, then you have to figure out how to power the monitor and feed the monitor a video signal and flip the image around if the monitor doesn't support it. So like this will just it'll just be nice having it be all in one. Bicky says it looks too small for my old eyes. That is, we'll see how big it is for sure. I don't really have a sense of how big it actually will feel or at what distance it'll be nice to use. So we'll see. I'll get it in at some point though. Vizio soundbar. Why is that your channel name? I have so many questions. Have you had any issues with the Rode Wireless Pro? Are there any other systems you'd recommend in the $500 price range? Well, $500 is actually a pretty good upper bound for that kind of thing, and there are a lot of options for you. The Rode Wireless Pro, I'm using it right now with the lav mic that came with it for the audio for the BTS stream, so it's not what you're hearing right now, but it's on the BTS stream, and it's fine. It's a good mic. I do like that the mics record 32-bit audio as well, so it's really good for if you're doing stuff where you're going to edit later. But a couple others that come to mind just off the top of my head, the new Hollyland Lark MAX is also a really good kit. Then there's of course the DJI Mic, although possibly rumors of new version of that coming out because they made a new version of the mic that pairs with the new Osmo Pocket. I have now bought every Osmo Pocket because you might notice from my channel tagline, this is tiny cameras is in the channel name. I do love tiny cameras, and I had the first Osmo Pocket. I got the 2, I've been using it forever, and the 3 just came out, and it looks like a really nice upgrade from the last one. The screen's a lot bigger, which is honestly, that screen was so tiny, so I'm glad to see that. But this pairs with a new microphone. Do they have a picture of it? It's in the creator combo. So the new microphone, yeah, it looks like this. And I can't zoom in. Oh, zooming in apparently zooms out. That's good job. There we go. That's the microphone. And it is, I don't know why the case is slightly transparent. That's a little bit weird, but whatever. This is called now the DJI Mic 2, which is incredibly confusing because there is also a DJI Mic, which does not pair with this. And there is the previous version of the DJI microphone that paired with the Osmo Pocket 2, which I don't even remember what it was called. But this should have been called Pocket Mic 3, not DJI Mic 2, because they already have a DJI Mic, which is the standalone dual kit. So someone needs to get a hold of their marketing department and figure out how to get them to have sane product names. At least they don't just keep adding words like Blackmagic does, but you know, different problem. So this is the DJI Mic, and I like this one a lot too. Receiver has USB, Lightning, and 1/8 inch audio out. It sounds good. It does not come with lav mics, but you can plug them in. And there is now, however, rumors that there might be a new version of this. So I don't know if that is at all true, but it's possible. So yeah, DJI Mic 2 is this one, which pairs with the Osmo Pocket 3. You cannot pair the DJI Mic with the Osmo Pocket 3. Oh, anyway, the reason, losing my train of thought. Pocket 3 with Mic 2, the Mic 2, interestingly, records internally 32-bit float, which I was not expecting to see on a microphone that pairs with this. But that is also very, very cool. So that's one of the reasons for the rumors, is that if they've added 32-bit float internal recording to this, it would make sense they probably want their standalone microphone to also do 32-bit float. So that's what we might see in a new version of that. But anyway, let me grab these links before I forget, because then the timestamps get tagged properly. The DJI microphone. I need to fix my little automatic poster thing. DJI Mic. And then there's also the Hollyland Lark MAX. So this one I did get from them at IBC, and it is not sitting next to me at the moment. Must be in my microphone drawer. So it's actually a very similar form factor to the DJI Mic, where it has the single case that the parts fit into. And it's also a really great option. So, yeah, that was a long answer. I went on some tangents there. Vicky says, I love to think about gear and rigs. Yeah, I think if you like playing around with gear and rigs, and the Elgato stuff is probably not for you, because their market is clearly like people who just want to buy the thing, plug it in, and it just works. So, oh, I should really put a, I should really drop a link for the DJI Pocket 3 into here as well. And oh wow, Fayutech has definitely bought ads on the keyword for Pocket 3, which is funny. Where is, yes. Drop this in, DJI Pocket 3. And if you are coming here from the timestamps for the Pocket 3, scroll back about 5 minutes or so. That's when I was actually talking about it. So I should also mention, I have a whole page here where you can search through the chapter titles of all my live streams. So when I do manage to timestamp my live streams, you can search for them here. And you can, like, if you want to search for, let's see, when did I mention DJI? Yeah, so here I talked about some DJI drone stuff in live streams, and I'll jump back to that. But then I also have a search for links. Where is that one? Links from live stream chat. So this is already indexing the ones from today, as you can see. Where is this? Yeah, here we go. So here's the DJI Pocket 3 from today, Hollyland Lark MAX. And if you just search this page, I don't have like a fancy search on here, but if you just search for DJI Mic on this page, you'll see all the times I've mentioned the DJI Mic 3. So you can quickly jump to the timestamps for the stream. So it's a useful way to see, like, have I talked about something before? That link is here. Great. MediaRex is my Osmo 3 Pocket. Creator combo has been ordered. Thank you, Santa. Yes. Mine, unfortunately, is not here yet. I just bought it because I don't have a DJI hookup yet. If you're listening, I would happily take one. But it arrives tomorrow or Tuesday, so I'll have it for next week's stream, but we'll see what trouble we can get up to. Eric says, Curtis Judge is a fan of the Lark as the physical controls, not touch UI. It's true. The DJI microphone or the DJI mic has only a touch screen, so it is a lot of really tiny poking around of the on the screen to get it to work. And the Hollyland Lark, on the other hand, has at least this one knob. So it is still a touch screen for some things, but you can navigate a lot of it by pushing the menu and turning the knob, which is nice. So if you have large fingers, then you probably be better off with the Hollyland. There were some wireless mics at IBC with 4 receivers. Are there any out yet with 32-bit float? I haven't seen them actually like out in the real world yet. And there were only 2 that I found there, but there may have been more. But I just happened to see 2 of them. Comica and 7 Rhymes, I think, were the 2 brands. I haven't followed up on that. I also don't know if those had 32-bit float in them or not. Okay. Reminder for the chat. If you want to make sure I don't miss your question, start it with the message with the letter Q, and it'll put it in this special column here. And I'm just going through the regular chat in the meantime, but I will get back to the questions. I promise. So, yeah, the PKTV back catalog is extensive. It is true. Island Digital says, hello from Orlando. Thanks for coming back to the stream. I like your avatar. It's very spooky. I purchased an ATEM Mini Pro ISO. I do not do podcasting live streaming at all. I purchased it to record multi-angle. Drummer doing live covers. Oh, I see. Two-part question. Do I use Resolve to edit or Final Cut Pro? Blackmagic has done a lot of promotion around the integration between the ATEM and Resolve. However, it is absolutely not at all tied to it. What it does is in the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, when you do an ISO recording, it will also create a Blackmagic Resolve project file. And I wonder if I can actually show you this really quick from the one that's on right now. Where do I should just keep one of these around, a project folder around. But let's do this really quick because I do have the ATEM SDI Pro ISO, but same features as the HDMI version, except for the extra SDI input. But let me do this really quick. Do a quick little ISO recording and show you the output. So the when you record, I'll just give it today's date, and then you do ISO record. I don't have a drive connected. I have one right here. Let me go grab it really quick. It's right, yeah, it's on the table. Something fell down. So this is the drive I normally record house files on. And so if I just do a quick recording really quick, and we'll let it record a couple. I am going to switch the angles really quick. So this is the behind the scenes stream. So I'm switching the behind the scenes stream to the different camera angles. Let's turn the downstream key on. Let's do that on and off really quick to see what happens. We'll go to a color generator, go to the media player, color bars, black, back to the camera 2. Okay, so a bunch of stuff is recorded into there. Now, stop recording, and now I need to find that file on my network. So that is in, what is the address of that? 10.11.200.1. What I'm going to do is go into the FTP server that it hosts, because it actually provides an FTP server on the network, and then you can load it up and see what's in the drive without unplugging it, which is really convenient. And I will download that folder so we can see what's in it. Downloads. Oh, not downloads. It went to that folder. Okay, so this is the folder that it made. And just to quickly look at what's in it, what you get is you get an MP4 file. Quick. And yeah. Oh, geez. Let me mute my audio so we don't hear this back on the stream. Where's my... I need a shortcut for that on my Stream Deck. We'll come back to that. Okay, computer muted, and I also don't want to hear it in the room. I need to make a shortcut for that. Somebody wants to be nice. Remind me about this next time I forget what I'm talking about. Okay, so the main file is the program stream. So this is like, this will include all the camera cuts, right? So that was when I did all the cutting. Oh, funny, my upstream key must be a slight zoom in. That's funny. There's all the colors, there's the thumbnail, the color bars, right? So this is the program recording. This is like non-ISO. Then if you open up the ISO files, you get each camera. So this is what this camera was recording the whole time. Here's the behind the scenes the whole time. I don't know what this one was, nothing on that one. And here's the 4 is the chat graphics, but I didn't have anything there. So you get the other, something happened on camera 3. Oh, it's the Apple TV. So the Apple TV was doing like a photo slideshow. So there's some of that recorded in here. And these are just files. Oh yeah, audio. Each camera audio gets recorded as a separate input as well, and your microphones. So I'm showing you this because you can take these files into any video editor and just start working with it. So bring those into Final Cut and start editing. totally fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. The other thing you can do is open up this DaVinci Resolve project file in Resolve. And this is the special thing that Blackmagic talks about their use Resolve to edit your ISO edits. However, I'm going to show you why it is kind of not actually very helpful. If Resolve will ever open. It's going. So by all means, take your ISO recordings as they're just video files at the end of the day. And bring those into Final Cut. Definitely no worry. So here is the Resolve project that it created. The you can see that the audio, there's one audio track, right? Because there's only one audio track in the program mix. And then here are my camera cuts. So I went and cut to input 3 or something, and there's back to that one. There's input 1. And it's telling you the clip name that it's coming from, right? This must have been the upstream key. So it did actually make a new, what is this? What is this actually? It's, I actually don't know what this is. Did it actually? It did, okay. So it actually was aware of the upstream key settings. I think they may have changed this recently. So it brought in camera 2 and it applied my upstream key properties to it. So I could, if I didn't like what I did there, I could change it, right? Because that's the upstream key. Okay, then I went and did switch to color generators, which it recorded. It did bring in the thumbnail. It did bring in the color bars. It recorded black and back to that. So this is what they mean by, like, if I was like, oh shoot, I cut to this camera, I didn't know it was black. That's bad, right? I can go and just get rid of this edit. Right. The one thing I can't do is change it to a different angle easily. So that's one of the problems with it, is that I wish, like, when I do multicam editing in Resolve, it's actually a multicam clip, and I can change angles easier, but this is not set up that way. So it's a little bit, you can easily change where you cut it, but you can't like be like, oh, actually I wanted camera 3 here really easily. I don't know. You can do it. It's just more work. Normally when I'm editing a multicam clip, it'll be like, and you can do this in Final Cut too. Let me move these over here. Don't know why it put them all in those folders. Oh, IT Never Gets Old says it's more useful when you work in cut mode and the sync bin rather than the edit page. Okay, well, that explains it because I never use this. In cut mode, do I get... Yeah, I don't know how to use this one. Oh, I guess you can do a cut here to a different camera angle. I never use this page, so that explains it. Normally, I'm working in multicam mode where I grab my clips, I go make a multicam sync, and then I create a timeline with this. And now I can do what makes sense in my head, which is I make all my cuts, and I can be like, oh, this one is now actually going to be clip 3. Oh, that wasn't the right one. Let's do clip 2. And I can change this one to clip 2, and then I can make a new cut here and change that to clip 1, and then change where it goes. That is how I like to edit. I think this is probably because I was coming from things like Final Cut and Premiere. So you can do the same kind of thing in Final Cut too. But yeah, this is all a long way to say you are by no means stuck to editing in Resolve. Okay, let me take a look at the questions now for people who are actually using the Q feature. Michael Lopez. This is a really good question. We have studios where we record university lectures. How can we give instructors a kit they can take on the road and still switch their feeds on site? University lectures. That means you're going into a classroom, not in a home studio. So that's interesting already. For a university lecture, let's assume that there's no, let's assume that the university provides a projector and a podium where you plug in HDMI to feed the projector, and that's it. Which means you'll need to bring a camera, and you need to bring probably a microphone, because oftentimes those rooms don't have a way to grab audio out of the system, and some way to capture the screen. Those are the three things you need. And of course you need it to be as dead simple as possible for the instructors to set up. So and you said you have a multicam studio, lots of Blackmagic gear. Okay. So that's good for your home base, but you don't necessarily need to use Blackmagic gear on the other end. Now, ATEM Mini Pro will work for this, as in, you can put together a kit that's an ATEM Mini Pro, a wireless mic kit, like you can use the Rode Wireless Go, which is honestly a pretty good option for that, because you can give the instructor a little lav mic to clip on where they don't have to think about it. The ATEM Mini Pro can stream to your studio, to a streaming bridge or other RTMP receiver, or now SRT actually. The trick, I need to draw this out. The trick for, regardless of what gear you use for this is how I would set this up. Maybe I can. How did I do this before? I forget which app I use to. Oh, I think it was just Live app. That's even easier. Where's my upstream key? Output. I forget which. Forget which upstream key I have for this. That'll work. Setting up a little upstream key so I can share my iPad screen with you. There we go. So what I would do, regardless of the gear, is set this up where you have the podium here for the instructor, and they're standing here, right? They're going to be wearing a little microphone. Their laptop's going to be here. You need to feed HDMI to the projector, which is going to be some sort of HDMI input on the podium. Normally they would take their laptop and plug it in. That's not going to work. So instead, you need to feed it with your own gear. So you're going to have some sort of box in the middle that's going to take the feed from their computer in and do HDMI out to the podium. Right. Then the question is, what are you need a camera also. And of course, microphone. So this is the box that we want. We want some box that can take a computer in, pass it through back out to the podium, take a camera in, and then stream you whatever you are using from into your studio. So now if we imagine this is actually an ATEM Mini, then what you can do is you can do a picture-in-picture layout, right? So you could do, if it's an ATEM Mini Pro, you could do a picture-in-picture layout of their full screen with their face in the corner. And then that layout gets streamed to you, and you can use it. You said you're doing live, right? No, you're recording it for later, so you don't need to stream it out of your studio. But what you can do is you could switch the remote ATEM between slides, full screen, camera, or the picture-in-picture layout. And it can be streaming back to you so you can see what you're doing, but also it can be recording locally. If you have the ISO model, it can record all 4 feeds, which is useful. The downside to using an ATEM for this is that the way that you do the remote control will be a little bit more complicated because you have to basically throw a VPN router into that box. It could dial into your studio and then give you a channel back to the ATEM. I believe this is the setup that I wrote a whole tutorial on. Let me find that really quick. Yes, this is exactly the kit that I'm talking about here. Wow, I did that a while ago. So I dropped a link in the chat, but basically what you have in your studio is whatever Blackmagic gear you're switching with, a VPN server and a streaming bridge. Now, the actual devices here, whatever ATEM is fine. If you have the TV HD 8 ISO, it has streaming bridges built in, so it's even easier. It doesn't have to be an ATEM, it can be whatever video switcher. But the point is that you need something to receive RTMP, or now SRT, and a VPN server. The remote side, you have a camera. Blackmagic camera would be nice because it means you can control it remotely also. In this case, it is important that it's an ATEM Mini Pro. And then you have a Raspberry Pi, which is the complicated part. This whole thing walks you through the whole setup. It is, however, very complicated. So, other options are the Epiphan Pearl Nano. This is definitely made much more for this kind of use case, where it is, you can manage all your Pearl Nanos from the Pearl cloud thingy, so you don't have to worry about VPNs. However, you have fewer options for, with the Nano, fewer options for inputs and stuff. But you do get, see, this is why I say it's made for this, because look at their example here. Computer, HDMI, a camera over SDI, so it does have to be an SDI camera, which is the limit I mentioned, and then XLR audio in, although I think it has other audio besides XLR input as well. And then HDMI pass-through for in-room display. You could do HDMI program out too if you want a conference monitor. You wouldn't need it for this, I would recommend. And then you can do SRT or RTMP back to your studio. So this is a pretty good out-of-the-box kit for it. Let me think. I don't think I have mine set up with 2 inputs on it, so I can't really show you. I don't think I do. Let me find out. Let me turn that on really quick. I leave it off because it's a little bit loud, so I don't have it on all the time. But I can turn it on really quick. There we go. While that boots up, let me keep talking about this. So the Pearl Nano will be a much easier thing for you to manage, just because you don't have to deal with VPNs and stuff, because you can manage it from their cloud. As far as work on the remote side, you're always going to have to tell them like the set of instructions on how to set it up. Plug in your computer into this box, take the output of this box, plug it into the in-room projector, connect to the camera, and in this case, it would have to be an SDI camera. So, and then audio. But again, I'm pretty sure this has 1/8 inch audio inputs. Where is the? Do they have a photo of the back of it? Audio inputs. Okay, it's RCA or XLR. So if you have the Rode Wireless Go, you have to have the little 1/8 inch to RCA adapter, but it could work. Anyway, it would be a great option for that. Let's see if I can get to my Pearl Nano now. I forgot the IP address of this. Oh no. There it is. So the Pearl Nano interface, I don't have mine set up for cloud connection, but yeah, this is how you set it up. You can link it to the cloud, and then instead of going to the IP address, you can get to it from their cloud, which is cool. But this is not really meant to be a switcher. This is more just a streaming encoder. So what you can do is you can make different layouts, but it's like not as easy to switch them as ATEMs or other things. So this, you would set this all up and you can control it remotely. Let me see. Do I have anything on the, okay, that's the SDI in. Do I have anything on the HDMI in? I don't. So what you would do is you would make a layout. The reason you're seeing a picture-in-picture here is because that's what I'm streaming. I'm feeding this the program feed. Let me switch that around. Let me send it the camera. No, HDMI will be the computer screen. So we're going to feed it the computer screen. So this should update in a second. Okay, I don't know why it's not updating. There it is. Okay. So the program feed, what you do is you set up a layout to be also have your HDMI input. This would be your camera. You can crop it, which is nice. So I could do like, if you know they're sitting in the middle of the frame and you don't want to waste space with the sides, you can do that. You can even scale this one. You can give it a, oh, apparently I can't move it over. That's annoying. I should file a bug about that. I should be able to scoot this further left. Can I go negative? Okay, so it's just a UI bug. I can actually do it by typing in negative numbers there. You can give it a background. So we can apparently only choose colors, not graphics. Although I think I can add a picture in the back if I wanted to. Yeah, and then let's drag that down. And, oops, let's grab that, make it full screen. So this is what you could do for the layout. And then, and again, this is like you doing this all at your studio because you can just get to the web interface remotely. And then you go and stream it to your studio over SRT. It would work fine. But the big limit here, this is a pretty good option because, again, the remote control stuff is a lot easier for it. The big limit here is that, again, this is not really a switcher. So the layouts, no, save it. How do I save this? Save. So I've saved this layout. And there's a way to choose what the program, let's see, program encoding. No, streaming. Now I can't remember where it is. There's a way to choose what gets streamed. I guess it is the layout. But you can see how I can't really make a second layout. Oh, and it didn't save my offset, so that is a bug. So the limit here is that this is what you're streaming. You don't get to stream the two separate feeds separately. Like this is what ends up in your studio, is this one layout. And again, I do think that the option, the remote control setup and stuff is much easier on this. And I would probably recommend this over the ATEM than I have in the blog post. Which brings me to the third option, which Bill is one step ahead of us here. Magewell Director Mini. I didn't really think about the fact that it is in fact cheaper. What is the cost of the Pro Mini? No, not Pro Mini, Pro Nano is what I was talking about. Sorry. So I think I said Mini, but I meant Nano. So the Nano is $2,000. The Nano is what I was talking about. It's one that I have here. They sent it to me a while ago to play around with. The Nano, $2,000. It is a good option, but the big limit is that you get that one feed out, right? So Although actually, now that I say that out loud, can't I do multiple streams? I can, but I think they're always the program feed. That's, yeah, okay. So I can do multiple streams, but they're always streaming the program layout. I can't stream inputs directly, right? So the Director Mini, Magewell Director Mini. This is, I have a loaner coming to me. It arrives tomorrow or Tuesday, so I can't show it to you today, but I will hopefully show it to you soon. And I did a little sneak peek of this in the video from IBC, but it wasn't much because it was just the show floor model. But the big feature this one gives you is multiple input streaming, as in you can use it like a switcher where you can like do your layouts on this thing and, you know, composite and do all that. Or I don't know if they're going to have a picture of it here, but one of the things that you can do that I was most excited about was you can actually set this thing up to stream HDMI 1 to one destination and HDMI 2 to another destination. So you can actually send two streams out of the box. And they also have a good cloud management thing. So as soon as this gets internet, you can bring it up in your cloud control. I have the Pro Convert right now, which is, you know, totally different device, but the why is it not loading? That's not good. Apparently it's offline. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to show you the web interface for it, but apparently I can't. Is the other one up? No. Darn. Okay. Anyway, the web interface for this is similar where you can get to it from its IP address or load it up from their cloud. And the fact that this can stream two things out and that you already have a studio that you're working with, I think that makes this a very strong contender for it. Because if you already are comfortable with your ATEM studio and you're doing switching and stuff and all that, this ends up just giving you two feeds that you would get in your studio, and then you can do whatever you want in your normal studio. So you don't have to worry about setting up layouts on the remote end. Don't worry about setting up different camera angles and switching them remotely. Just send the two feeds back to your studio and do all of your layout and switching locally. That's a pretty cool thing. I think it makes a ton of sense. Of course, where's the inputs and outputs on this? So you need to be able to feed the projector in the room, right? Oh, they don't have a photo of the top. That's funny. Oh, there's nothing on the top. Okay, so we've got two HDMI inputs. There is an HDMI out on here. Where is it? I swear there was an HDMI out on this thing, but I don't see it. There's USB-C out. Oh no. That throws a wrench into this plan. Because how do you feed the projector in the room? It's so close. It's so close. Yeah, the USB-C. Oh, if it's DisplayPort out, you might be able to use a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter on it. I'll have to test that when I get this in. That's the thing it's missing is HDMI out, which means you have to run your computer into a splitter and send one copy to the Director Mini and one to the projector in the room, which is not as good as being all in one device, in my opinion. I'll test this out for you because that can be a really good option if this can be turned into an HDMI out to feed the projector in the room. Because I'm pretty sure that you can set what this goes out as. Anyway, those are some options for you. David says, would two YoloBox Minis work with the YoloBox Pro concurrently? I suppose so, although you are going to have a bad time with the YoloBox for this because there's no remote control option on the YoloBox. So you'd be at the mercy of the remote instructor to manage it properly, which I would not count on. if the instructor is sending it from a hotel room, you don't need a projector feed. That is true. But my assumption with this question was university lectures, meaning they're in a room where they do need to show something on the screen there. If the laptop is 2 HDMI ports, you can do it that way too, I guess. That was a long answer. Hopefully that was helpful. Gives you some things to think about with a range of budgets and a range of difficulty. Oh, you did say they might be in a hotel room. Okay, if they're in the hotel room and you don't need to feed a projector in the room, then the Director Mini is definitely no issues there. Yeah, it's on its way soon. It's on its way soon, Bill. Okay. Long answer. It does have that spooky NDI. That's true. It does have NDI support. Let me take a coffee break. Michael says we're online courses. Thanks so much. Cool. Okay, great. So yeah, different things to think about, different price points and different remote control levels of difficulty. Patrick says, FYI, the GoStream Deck now supports streaming to custom RTP in its latest firmware. Cool. Yeah, like I said, I haven't actually installed the latest update yet, but I will definitely do that and keep testing it out. Bill says, I'm looking for wireless mics with 1 transmitter, 4 receivers, so you can either do a panel of 4 or you can have 2 on charge ready to swap with 2 in use. That's a good point, too. Not worth getting anything that doesn't have 32-bit float. I know, honestly, at this point, 32-bit float is like the new standard for audio recording, frankly. Like, there's no reason not to use it. I've actually been recording with, I have a Zoom F6 over there for that camera, and I put it there. That's what feeds the audio into the mixer, and I put it there because of 32-bit float recording. And it's less important in the studio, I think, because like I'm not so picky about my audio in the studio that I need to like do all those tweaks, and I get more time to set up. But if you're out in the field, throwing microphones on people who are not used to wearing microphones or quickly setting up interviews and stuff, then doing level checks and like making sure they're not going to clip when they do their level check really quietly and then yell when they're on stage. 32-bit float is just killer for that. It makes so much sense. So like every microphone that you're using out in the wild now, like I would just only buy 32-bit float mics, frankly. It's just, yeah, it makes so much sense. Less important for streaming. I mean, it doesn't matter for streaming because the audio, the 32-bit float doesn't go over the connection to the camera that you're streaming from, so it doesn't do anything there. But if you're recording stuff, absolutely. Oh, Bailey, thank you for the reminder. I have good news and bad news on this. I think I put it in the video description. The bad news is we do not yet actually have the giveaway details finalized. The good news is you have 2 more weeks to enter. So there is a link in the description, and I'll drop it in the chat as well. It is the link to my IBC stuff. The giveaway details are here. I added a few more ways you can enter now. So if you go here and finish the first few, it'll open up a few more ways to enter. So I'm hoping we can pull this off in 14 days, but I am not 100% sure on that date yet, but that is the TBD date for the drawing. Still working on getting all the prizes figured out with the brands. Oh, make a button to mute your computer. Thank you. Good idea. Great little interlude here. This is a good time to do this. So last week, you may remember that I upgraded to Companion 3, and it is, so far I like it. Also, for whatever reason, whatever they did internally, when I push buttons on the Stream Deck, the page of buttons updates so much faster than before. Let me make this in view so you can see it. A little bit washed out, but you'll see this. So when I go to a new page, look how fast that is. It used to be a lot slower at updating the page of buttons. And this is the same Raspberry Pi and the same Stream Deck, so it's all just internal stuff that they fixed. So that's super, super awesome. I love it. It used to take like a second for the buttons to update. So that's awesome. But yes, what I need to do is give myself a button to mute and unmute the computer on both the monitor and the stream. So I already have a page for audio. Let's find it. This is where I have most of the audio buttons. Page 23. So looks like this is already doing what I want. This is doing, yeah, MADI output. What's this one doing? This is all MADI stuff. Okay. So this is choosing what goes on to the stream. But I want to give myself a new button for monitor. So I'm going to make a new row down here of what I can monitor. And let's use a different background color for this. Let's use like an orange. And this is going to go onto the monitor channel. So now I can, oops, feedback needs to set based on that. There we go. So I can toggle the computer sound for myself, and I can toggle the computer sound, which I already had that button for the stream. So that's good. I don't think I mind pushing those two at the same time. I don't think I need a single button for both. And now I just have to remember that I have an audio page that has the buttons I need on it. Great. That was quick. I'm funny. There seems to be a problem with YouTube in Germany because the stream is buffering for some people, but not for others. Tablet was buffering, but PC hasn't had issues yet. But everybody in the US says it's fine. So it's definitely not on my end. And I have had no buffering issues here. And I'm sending 2 streams out right now. But seems to be some glitch with YouTube. Sorry about that. Okay, let me go back through the questions here. From Bert. Sorry I took so long to get to your question. Is there a way to wirelessly connect iPhones to the ATEM Mini Pro? I currently use Switcher Studio, but wanting to move to the ATEM. Your thoughts? I do have a few thoughts on this. I'm glad you asked. I have a video about this. Where is it? It is there. It is. It's from May. That was a while ago. So all about wireless iPhone cameras. This video goes through a bunch of options for connecting, using iPhones as a wireless camera. So what you're gonna need is an app on the phone. I made this before Blackmagic Camera app came out, but I would probably recommend that app now. It's very simple and you get good controls. And then you also need something to receive the stream to turn it into HDMI. There's a few different options for that, and I go through the options in here and talk about some of the pros and cons, so I would recommend watching this video. The 3 main ways I talk about are using an Apple TV, so that's going to be AirPlay over to Apple TV, AirPlay to mirror screen, so still AirPlay, using NDI instead, or there was a third one, NDI, camera, and Bird Dog Play. Oh, NDI to Apple TV also works. So there's a few different combinations of things you can do. Oh, and then Magewell Pro Convert for NDI as well. Anyway, watch the video. It's all in there. I go through all the different options. The only new piece of information is that the Blackmagic Camera app is a pretty good app for iPhones now. Carlos says, have you done a video about streaming a setup for sports, for example, soccer? Thinking about using ATEM Mini Extreme ISO and vMix. I don't have a video particularly about sports. I haven't done a lot of that myself, so I don't have a lot of like things to add to that. I don't know who is the best other channel to watch for that. Leave your recommendations in the chat if you know of anybody who does good streams about like sports streaming stuff. Gosh, YouTube is just struggling today. Terrible stream, connectivity, not content. Thanks. What a bummer. That is, well, hopefully the replay is fine. Because again, I don't think it's a problem on the uplink to YouTube. Like I get no errors in YouTube, and a lot of people are not having trouble. So hopefully the replay works fine. So yeah. TVJ may have thoughts about sports streaming. Oh, that's a good point. Let me grab his channel link. Oops. Y'all need to subscribe to him so his SEO gets better. There we go. Okay. Oh, Thomas, I saw your comment on this. Sorry, I haven't replied to it. Which Dell monitor supports 30 hertz? I need a monitor used with the ATEM SDI Extreme ISO, streaming in 1080p 30. So the monitor that I have in front of me here does, in fact, do 30 hertz. So this one, let me just double check that I'm my multi-view out. Yeah. So my multi-view from the Constellation is 1080p 30. That goes to a HDMI converter that goes to this monitor. Did I get that right? Yes. Yeah. This is wired up specifically to the multi-view output of the... Is that true? No, it's not hardwired to the multi-view. It's hardwired to one of the SDI outs, of course. So I can say, side monitor. Yeah, so I can change what goes onto that, which means it's not even using the multi-view out. So I can say, show my table camera. I can say another copy of my computer screen for some reason. So this is being fed. I need my multi-view back. Where is it? This is being fed from the Constellation, which is at 30 frames per second. So this is the monitor you want. Let me find out what it is, because... Oh, I have another one over here. Yeah. That's the same one, right? Yes. Okay, this monitor is... Oh my god, it's so hard to read it. Somebody write this down in the chat. U2417H. 2417H. Let me grab the link. U2417H. Okay, here, Dell U2417H. Oh, thank you everybody for beating me to it. Great. That is the monitor. So, hopefully this link still works. Let's find out if they still have it on B&H. Uh-oh, no longer available. Do they have it on Amazon? Oh my god, it's gone up so much. It was not that expensive. It's going to show my address. Oh, that's my old address, so I don't really care. Oh, apparently no. Okay, apparently it was $300 when I bought it. I feel like it was cheaper. U417H. I've bought it twice. Because I have two of them. It makes sense. And the first one I bought was $200. So good luck. Yeah. No idea if you'll be able to find it, but that is the monitor that I know works at 30 hertz, which it turns out is not a guarantee of monitors. The other monitor that I have here, no, I have two different ones. I think this is a 27. This one I think also supports 30 hertz. No, I don't think it does. Do my 27s? Now I'm trying to remember. Because now I'm feeding this one from, this one's actually like a splitter where it is my computer and I can't change what's on this one. That one at the table is 27 inch, but it's a different model. And I'm pretty sure that one does not do 30 hertz. So I have a scaler on it. Why don't I switch them? Interesting. What if I switched them? Then I wouldn't have to have a scaler. Okay, I'm not actually convinced that this one supports 30 hertz, so I'm not going to even mention what it is. Sorry. Should make that the next secret code. Oh, that's a good idea. Let me go do that really quick. I'm going to add that code to the giveaway. I'm going to go add that really quick. I think I can still add a second secret code. How to enter secret code. Where is it? Enter the secret code from October 29th. And the code is the model number of the Dell monitor that supports 30 frames a second that I have in front of my desk. Make sure I enter it right. And update. I guess I should link to the stream, huh? Oh, Lily's home. And link. Okay, now if you refresh the giveaway, you have a new way to enter. Thank you for the idea. Great idea. Sorry about the buffering. Well, stay in the chat, hang out, and then watch the replay without buffering when YouTube recovers. Oh well. Eric says, speaking of SEO and subscriptions, don't forget to thumbs up today's show. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. MT says, I stick with my Lenovo ThinkVision T24i10. Not the best, not that sharp, but it's fine for multi-view. Also a good tip. Yeah, the monitors change things that go out of production very quick. Okay, I got to, oh yeah, and this was the same question. What 24-inch monitor do you recommend to use with the ATEM Constellation HD? 24 inches, that Dell monitor 2417H is probably the one I would recommend because it is, I like the monitor a lot and it's nice and it's good colors, good crispness, and it does support 30. Oh, James says, no video for me in the UK. Looks like NFL Sunday Ticket has killed YouTube. Can watch content from UK European channels, but not from US channels. They must be having some back end issues connecting the different regions. Well, okay, that explains why today's viewers numbers are a lot lower too. Interesting. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap this up. I have some things to do today, and we've been streaming for over an hour. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, starting with thanking all of the channel members for your support. Thank you to Michael and Marcin for being extreme supporters, and thanks to everybody else for being a channel member. Again, channel members get early access to live streams, get to watch the behind the scenes camera, which looks like this, and get to see me as I get things set up for the show. We also have a members only Discord where you will get access to chat throughout the week about whatever. And sneak peek of something coming up on the members only Discord is I need to offload a bunch of gear that I've been accumulating here. So it's gonna be time for another fire sale. And what I'm gonna do is give the members Discord early access to the fire sale, including a discount code for the gear that I'm selling. And some of it will be steep discounts on gear that I've purchased. Some of it will be $1 gear for things that I've been given by brands. But I need to free up some floor space in here because it's a bit of a mess. So if you need another reason to join the Discord, that is the reason. And yeah, thank you to everybody for joining. Thank you for all the questions. Hope this was a fun exploration today, and happy early Halloween. And I guess with that, we'll wrap things up. Thanks as always, and see you next week.